Arcane Season 2, Episode 5. Some kind of gladiator event. Underworld gladiator. Oh, this guy's gonna lose for sure. Yeah, people are gonna bet a lot of money on him, and then someone much smaller than him is gonna come in and clean up. Oh, it's Vi. I see she's coping well. At least she's making money. My man. Her coping skills, always A+. Well, I mean, it looks like she's making money, but not really keeping it. The bar is holding it for her. The tragedy of Vi and her choices. Oh no, oh no. Wow, that guy survived? Like a random drunk guy at a club? Sign that guy up for Underworld gladiating. Oh, he left. He's just alone. It's terrible. Terrible. That's another way this could go. The younger sister saves the older sister. Powder's watching. Maybe this is good? Maybe this is good. No, that's not real. Yeah. That might be real. Could be, maybe? Would be crazy, but... Oh, no, 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 don't ruin this too. Don't, please, you've had so many chances. This is amazing. This is so great. This is the one silver lining.
It's Vander. I'm not falling for another one of your tricks.
I forgive her for being skeptical. It's kind of amazing. Yeah. But brace yourself for the second part of that. It's awful. It's horrible.
He needs our help. I
Yeah.
can prove it.
Vander also may be getting a father redemption arc, left his girls to absolute chaos and misery. A lot of major surprises this season. Powder sort of turning it around a little bit. Vander being alive, sort of, as a wolf. Caitlyn's descent into darkness. Vi's hitting rock bottom again was not a surprise. I mean, I definitely understand and sympathize with the desire to go full-blown self-destructive hedonism. It's more than just the obvious of the short-term pleasure feeling good. We're always trying to balance the short-term and the long-term. It's one of the difficulties of being human. And one of our gifts that we're even capable of that abstraction at all. But because that sort of abstraction for the concept of future is kind of a later stage of human development, it's not as strong compared to like mating and consumption, etc. But that gets further compounded when you're not capable of producing for yourself a vision of any kind of future that is good. What does Vi have to look forward to? She's internalized the lesson that everything she touches turns to ashes. She has no family, no friends, a lot of anger. That's one of the reasons why that belief slot is so important. And then that can get even further compounded if you're really good at the hedonism. You can develop a circle of commiserators that really know how to optimize the fun. You can shortcut your way to getting to things people are working really hard and killing themselves with the fantasy of getting later, so you feel like you're smarter, like I just cut right to it, ignoring of course the fact that you're destroying other parts of your life in the process. It's way more appealing to just get drunk and beat people up and make money than it is to like save my sister whose life I destroyed. And then enter Vander, werewolf Vander. We need to up our attacks. No more mercy. We've been too nice. Oh, she's seeing how the battle went down. There was a firefight! Damn, she's good.
Months.
That battle forensics, though. Peacekeeping occupation, yeah. Right, what was it all for? It's time to do what I wanted to do anyway.
Only guilty men answer accusations with silence.
In my experience, no one in power is innocent.
It's a very extreme view. I mean, this guy's obviously extremely radical. Like, he didn't care about anyone's lives in that event.
Your youth betrays you. Patience is a product of age, both of which I possess in abundance.
It's true.
How was Jinx involved? You will rot in here.
With the kind of expert planning he did last episode, I feel like if he really wants to get out, he probably could. Like, who knows what the extent of that plan is. Good heavens. It's even worse than I thought. This room is not up to her standards. This looks like it's gonna be the threat that makes all the, inner city fighting and squabbling sort of irrelevant in comparison. This looks cataclysmic. Also, I'm realizing there's not enough time to settle everything in Season 2. There will be cliffhangers. Well, Bane did it. Maybe you can too. She has to adapt to the darkness.
The stewards of the old world are always keen to give you a glimpse of their might.
What is this place?
There is Arcane 2, Inoculorum.
Looks like a rose.
But if you ask me, they're just the fancy pits peacock princes like to toss their friends into.
Peacock princes?
Sorry, just an old family joke. You know, the kind of rulers with an artistic flair.
Wait, yeah, okay. This might be her. Her missing brother.
Kino.
What a coincidence. So maybe she knew the peacock prince royalty joke, whatever. I mean, this could be worse. Right? I don't know. They're alive. How did they, like, manage to stash Vanderwolf? Look at that. In a very weird twist away, Powder made something of herself. It's weird how many parental tropes there are with this trio. They kind of have the sins of the father thing going on, but with biological sisters and an adopted sister. Actually, you could even take it one higher than that, speaking of Vander, because he also knew of that world and was sort of acclimating them to that world, but knew its pitfalls and risks and wanted to keep them out of it. He was playing this weird double game, which I think is what led to his downfall. He was sort of hiding from it, and then the obvious result of that was that the girls were thrust into it prematurely. That leaves room for all of them, I guess, amazingly, to confront it, because they are all very capable, and they all have grown a lot. I mean, they're not starry-eyed kids anymore, obviously. Except for maybe the youngest one. They can do what Vander couldn't, but also what Silka wouldn't because he was evil.
Cool, huh? Not even toxic.
Yeah, neither are crayons, but...
When are you gonna admit that this is just another one of your fantasies? Or do you not want the kid to know how delusional you are?
Seems like she's not having fantasies anymore.
Wish I was just seeing things when you decided to throw him with
Oh,
the
it's happening
Pilty
now?
who murdered Mom and Dad.
Well, at least they never had to see the psycho their daughter turned into.
Which one?
Oh!
I busted half of Zahn out of Stillwater while you were passed out in the bottom of a mug.
She
Now
has her
add and keep
points.
walking before I kick your ass again.
Oh.
You wouldn't last 1 second without all your ugly gadgets and chicken shit tricks.
Oh, but that's weak. That's such a weak argument. Oh man, Vi's just taking another L. You'd be nothing without all your talent and skills and world wherewithal and work ethic. You'd be nothing without all that money that you earned. Vi's worldview has always been and is still the only valid form of problem solving is punching. So this is a side thought, but it's kind of funny to think about my first impressions of Vi. I'm like, oh no. I at first thought she was setting up to be just a tropey strong chick and like everything she does is good because she's a strong chick. And then the writers just continue to take dump after dump on her for 2 straight seasons. I really hope something good comes out of it. Like at this point, because she's sunk so low, I want to see it the turnaround so badly. I do really care about her as someone who made a mistake that seems unforgivable and unfixable. I would love to see her rally the strength to actually do that and to not destroy herself in the process. I think at this point, her redemption arc would almost be bigger than Powder's because in the grand scheme of things, in the final assessment, it's not always the person who has the worst thing happen to them that has the darkest lens. It's the person who did the worst thing that has the darkest lens. I thought about this in the context of relationships because let's say one partner betrays the other. Well, the obvious thing at first is that the person who was betrayed has the deepest pain, and that is often the case initially. But over time, what happens is the person who was betrayed wraps their head around it, hopefully, if they have the chance at seeing the full picture, and they realize that, well, actually, that was not a reflection of them as much as it was a reflection of the other person. Eventually, there's a cleansing of spirit, whereas the person who was the betrayer has to carry that memory of their life. That's a stain on their record of their own self-conception until they learn to cope with that, until they've proven to themselves otherwise. But one thing you can almost never be fully clean of is the knowledge of the way you harmed someone and the not knowing how it affected their life and gradually becoming more empathetic to what you've done to them, maybe through experience of the same thing yourself. Powder, I mean, she hasn't done anything that bad for a couple minutes. She's really come into herself. She has made arguably more peace with the incident than Vi has, who's still carrying it clearly, which is partly why she's attacking Powder. All that dunking on Vi aside, I think there's at least one way in which she's ahead of Powder, and that's the Powder is still clearly stuck in the people are the sides way of thinking. It's really painful, but a long time has passed. The power structure has changed. Who knows where those specific soldiers are? Who knows who gave those specific orders? I mean, that would be something to focus on, actually, if you have to be oriented that way. It's definitely not the whole country being in the military, which of course doesn't mean that everything the military and the leadership is doing now is good. In fact, it's probably terrible, but the devil is in the details. That might sound so obvious it doesn't need saying, and yet I feel like it needs to be said. I'd say I see the sentiment quite a bit in my daily daily life. Things are not ideal, bad things are happening, and there may very well be people who are doing terrible things, but it becomes the evil is label, irrespective of time even. If you can draw any kind of line from someone who committed evil to another person later who has not yet committed any evil, they are evil by virtue of association. It's that very thing that is perpetuating and escalating this war.
What about those over-designed bitch mittens you didn't even build yourself?
Wow, I should call them bitch mittens. Oh, she's triggered. Oh, hello. Oh, and you got beat at punching too? That's not productive, but not surprising. Oh, she's going in. It's not like cute child interfering. This is... Oh, she did it again! You're a Jinx! Who's the real Jinx? Ugh, why jinxing herself?
Hey, kid. Still got all your insides?
Wow, Powder didn't even overreact to that. It's a huge relief. More guilt for you. How do you like guilt? Would you like some more guilt? She also survived a vibe punch. What are those people in the arena doing?
You don't actually need my help. You haven't for a long time.
Last time Vander needed us, we tried it alone.
This feels
and
good. This feels good.
nothing was ever the same.
This is a Destiny arc.
He's your father too.
The hurdle, I think, for Vi here is swallowing her own guilt, mostly, and pride. It's a lot. It's not easy.
It's always the same look when one covets a weapon.
I've fought battles from the Blood Cliffs to the Dalamore Plain. I've never seen a beast of such savagery.
And I want it. This is a weapons demo.
My enemies will be yours. Your weapons will be mine. In return, I will supply all your needs. You will be treated as an esteemed advisor, but I demand absolute loyalty.
I mean, he might agree to that just for the inn. What does he actually want?
An incredible tolerance for pain. With him, I was able to make strides impossible with any other specimen.
Also, it was Vander's personality that made it possible.
I held rights in Piltover. She believes you're dead.
I do like to disappoint her.
It's fun to troll your parents. A what?
How did you know to do that?
I don't know.
I shared a connection with the prison?
They said many years ago she passed through their hometown and fell in love.
That's not our mother.
Indeed, but the more I inquired,
Where did he come
the
from?
more I started believing.
Is he real? It's possible he's not real.
The affair led to a child. Whatever that child inherited is of terrible interest to our captors.
Maybe Mel, especially seeing as she has some connection to whatever this world is. A bridge between two worlds. Maybe that's why she was sent away. The real reason.
This will allow you to locate your beast.
Oh, it's supposed to start working? This is just what I do. Preparing a light snack.
The curious dismissal of a revered Academy alchemist. Unparalleled, by all accounts. And no mention of his crime.
There's a lot of crimes in this room.
We have our answer now, don't we? Dr. Revik. You're a monster.
Yeah.
Why? Why do all this?
What do you want?
Why does anyone commit acts others deem unspeakable? For love.
I don't think that's it. Sorry, Doc. His daughter, right? What is he trying to bring her back? He's like Dr. Freeze.
Everything I've done is to cure her.
I think he's created a lot of orphans and
Precisely
parents without
what
children.
are you trying to cure?
Death?
Death. Imagine a world that no longer need fear it.
It's a tough one. Oh yeah, she's gotta be the kid. Maybe this is a test. It's a trial. They just put all of the general's kids in here. Let them figure out which one it is.
Usually there are consequences for someone who fails these tests. Deadly consequences.
I deserve to know the truth.
Oh, he's not real.
I'm missing something.
Yeah, we're missing a lot of things here. Oh no. He may be gone. He's in the rose? I don't know.
You aren't my brother.
Oh, imagine if he was? It's a good thing he's not. I wouldn't take that risk while I was undergoing some crazy, like, hallucinogenic agent. Yeah, it is a rose. We were never maybe even in a room. This is one of those things where we don't know what's real and what's not. Speaking of Batman, it's sort of Scarecrow-esque. This is a tough one to climb out of, with a major metaphor attached. I never expected all this from Mel. Speaking of expectations, when she was introduced. This could conceivably lead everyone into a collision course. The hunt for Vander. Maybe just as once, let's not take the kid. I guess it's okay. It's not like taking little girls to major dangerous events ever went wrong in Arcane.
I'm sorry. When she died, I lost my head. I told myself what I did to you was for the greater good, that you deserved it. But the dirt was on both our hands.
This is very relevant to them.
If he found this, everything might have been different.
A little reflection there. There's still time to say what needs to be said, even though we've missed that chance a dozen times. It's one of those things that sounds so easy, but it's so difficult. You just have to admit where you were wrong and admit what your motivations were and what stupid things you're trying to hold on to and protect. Even if it's obvious saying them out loud that they didn't really matter. You have to let go of the attempt at leveraging yourself in the situation. No comparing, no tallying points about who did what and who was worse. Just the honesty of wrongdoing and the bottom intent, which is probably something pretty good. If two people can do that, there's nothing that can't be overcome. She knows what's up. She's cool, and she's not even jealous. Like, it seems like she would be happy if Powder reconciled with Vi. It's amazing how much Vander's influence just has a way of solving things. Just having the father figure back, even as a werewolf. The hint of Vander, essence of Vander. Oh, but he's still a werewolf.
That's not Vander.
Okay.
It is. Something's got him riled up. No. Vander, no!
You should have told Vi about the wolf thing, maybe. Please don't fail this girl. Please don't let this girl die or be harmed or do anything damage or mess up everything and kill them. Okay. Hard to know what's going on. Hard to know what the right course of action is here. Please don't kill him. Nobody wanted this. Who do you... Oh no, is it going wrong again? It can't go wrong again, can it? It can go wrong again. He's still in there. Nobody bleed.
It's him. You have to believe me.
Oh, that's tough. I don't know, man. It's unclear. It's a big act of faith. But maybe move your hair to your face. Okay, thank God. I was so worried, man. It's so easy for things to go horribly, horribly wrong.
Tonight, a harebrained scheme these two bozos cooked up to turn a dank crack in the earth into a thriving, healthy community became a reality.
Tonight, eh? You hear that, bozo too?
Sigil already salty.
I'm knocked up.
Maybe just don't drink anything in here.
I started trying to come up with a name, and it hits me that this one word is a decision she's gonna live with her whole life.
It's tough. It's a lot of responsibility.
Because the second I told you, I put you on the hook. You two are gonna figure this Zahn thing out. I don't care if you have to carve it out of the bedrock covered in blisters.
Bedrock and blisters. They had no idea what they were bargaining for when they made that wine promise. You can clap, right? Can't you just clap? Are they hugging? They're probably hugging. Yeah, they're hugging. That's good.
What are you waiting for?
He's still a very...
He's your
I don't know.
dad, too.
Yeah, okay. Big leaps of faith all around. I never thought I'd see the day. I can't believe it. I'm afraid to trust it. We need to get you some help. Because we can't, like, be having this all day, all the time. Little girl hanging on for dear life. Oh, it's the return of Hextech Jesus, finally. The hell?
Sallow?
Oh, it's you.
What are you doing here?
Jayce. One could ask the same question.
What the hell is going on? I'm so confused. I didn't even realize that was Jayce.
Would you want to speak with him?
Hextech Jesus?
Jayce.
There he is. I don't want to use the Hextech. Jayce, it's too dangerous.
I suppose this is somewhat beyond where we left off.
Is Sallow still in there?
Looks like Jayce just fought the battle of a lifetime.
I have so many breakthroughs to share with you.
There's just so many cataclysmic things happening.
Done with Hextech.
Right. That's why he left.
I was clouded by emotions. Come. Visit me.
Then I realized I could be Jesus, and I reconsidered.
You've given Hextech to the people?
Sort of. Seems like he's
always promised we would.
Controlling it and then distributing it at his own whims.
Hextech isn't a miracle. It's a curse.
I mean, it could be both, right?
We have to end it, Victor. We have to.
This is the constant dilemma with Hextech.
You seem different. Something happened.
He went into the Hex Cube and, like, grew facial hair, which is representative of great trials.
If you'll excuse me.
While you're here, can we get Echo and Heimdinger?
I can't let you leave. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry too.
Did he just swoosh him? He didn't seem too fazed by that. Oh, what has happened to you, Jayce? What did you see in there? Remember when Jayce's face was on mugs and blimps? Wasn't that fun? That was a good time. Happier days. It looks badass now, though. This has always been an unpredictable show. This is probably the farthest thing from what I imagine happening at this point in the show, in the season. It's so great. I feel so good for once about their life choices that I almost want to stop it here. And just imagine nothing else went wrong after that. Whatever, the Hextech stuff, that's just scientific progress. We'll find a balance there. You don't want to predict devastating new experiences in life in a straight line into eternity. They balance themselves out. There are feedback loops that keep things in check. No need to be so catastrophic. The Black Rose stuff, Mel's on her way to figuring that out. She has the vision. But Powder and Vi's relationship with their wolf father, now that's fragile, and I'd sort of like to keep that here. Let's just live happily ever after, ride into the sunset, what have you.